Your brand position isn't just a series of strategic goals, it isn't just a set of key messages, it's something bigger than that. It's where the perfect blend of art and science comes together. So having a defined space, we would consider to be the first step in a journey towards an effective artful brand positioning. Many brands around the world will often skip that step, going after mass targets, mass audiences. We find an artful brand positioning in market is most effective when you've got clear definition of your space. And that means putting those parameters up in terms of where are you trying to not only play, but where are you trying to win. So what is that key market? It might be, it might be huge, it might be significant, it might be quite niche and small and focused, but you need to put that definition around the space. Of course, you need the right positioning to lay claim to that space. That includes messaging, targeting strategy, creative identity and expression. So many things go into that platform, essentially, that we discuss around artful brand positioning. And that allows you to essentially have that defined space, know what you need to go after and claim it, and then you can get into that activation portion, which is where the fun starts, rubber hits the road, and you're looking at that demand generation, not just for the short term, but for the long term through your brand. Brand is more than just a logo. As you can imagine, there's a lot of synonymous offer out there in the space in terms of brand and branding. And this is probably one of my biggest pet peeves is when we're talking about brand. Many times we'll get many prospects or companies coming to us asking for what is actually branding, which is probably about a tenth, if I'm being generous, of brand strategy. Now your branding is, of course, your visual identity. That logo tends to be the first thing people synonymize with the word brand, and it absolutely is part of that story and it's part of that platform, but it is just a tiny part of it. Your logo can only take you so far in terms of recognition and perception in market. Your brand strategy is essentially what's going to generate that long-term impact, that long-term demand that's going to mean that your brand has impact, not just beyond, oh, I recognize that logo or that's familiar to me, but actually an emotional connection that audiences have and that we want them to have with your brand. So the methodology that we essentially use here at Fifth Ring to build that effective brand strategy is something we refer to as VCI. So that's vision, culture, and image. So VCI as a model really looks at the core principle that should be in every brand a near perfect overlap of those three elements. Ultimately, the principle is that your vision, that picture of the future, where you're setting out to be, that essentially strategic direction that you're laying down for your audiences really gives the market an idea of why you exist. The overlap there being vision and image should work perfectly together. Your external reception from audiences should align to that visionary goal. And then my personal favorite, as I think it's the most important of the three, is culture. Now, it might be an old cliche, but culture absolutely does eat strategy for breakfast. So vision, culture, and image need to work perfectly together to essentially have an artful brand positioning.